Café Anyway. All right.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
It's Mike Matthews, and it's Mike's Daily Podcast, and it's FF episode 2697.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
I've done a lot of these shows, I hope you knows, because it tells me that it doesn't blows, because I did so many of these, and I have taken a fire hose and sprayed down Café Anyway, so it's nice and clean. So stop on in, sit down, and bring along your Brillo cream. You know what? I didn't know what to say to end the song.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
I had no idea. I just decided I'll end it right there, and I did. I'm wearing an apron today. Okay.
Mike's
That's interesting.
Daily
Why is Mike wearing an apron?
Podcast.
I look dang good in it.
Yeah.
That's why. Because I was cooking with delicious Italian sauces, making like an Italian tomato-based sauce, and that inevitably will get on to my shirt of some sort and create a stain of some sort. But that is not what, if you are listening to this on the 27th, what today is. It's not National Get a Stain on Your Shirt Day or National Tomato Paste Day. It is National Breadstick Day, which where you go over there to that famous place that rhymes with Olive Martin, and they give you those breadsticks and tomato sauce of pasta of some kind. But it's also National Black Cat Day. And the podcast picture today will be of a cat that's black, but he's also white. He's a mixture because he's patches. And we have the wonderful Rocky, the cat, who was in the last podcast picture. And he's a mixture of white and black, so he's sort of a gray color. But let's hear it for black cats, and it's probably because we're so close to Halloween. And I have to mention the wonderful late great Rodler. And I had posted pictures of him before. He was an awesome cat. Sadly, he vanished completely from the face of the earth a year and a half ago, and we miss him so much.
And here's today's podcast picture.
And the podcast pictures of Patches the cat, who was a contemporary of Rodler. They showed up at the house at about the same time. Actually, no, wait. We think Patches may have been coming around the house looking for scraps and whatnot, maybe while the late great Basil the Boxer was still alive in 2019 or 2020. But Patches almost disappeared today. We were really scared. We were frightened and thought, oh no, it's another Rodler. It's another case of a cat disappearing. Yes, Basil would probably chase all the cats away. But Patches came back, Basil. Yes, Patches, and he's in the podcast picture, Patches, with me tonight. See it at MikesDailyPodcast.com and all the other cat pictures today if you're into that kind of thing. Which, you know, maybe that's all past at this point. The fascination with cats and videos. And what do you people think here at Café Anyway, somewhere in Podcaster Valley, the last place on earth? Do you think that cats are still awesome? Cat videos and such? Because that's what basically launched YouTube, was cat videos. It's National Frankenstein Day today. Because we are also, that is also probably because we're so close to Halloween. My favorite Frankenstein movie is Young Frankenstein. End of discussion. That one that Kenneth Branagh did with Helena Bonham Carter and Robert De Niro was a little too frightening for me. Stylistically, it was fantastic, but just too much. It's also National Civics Day.
Mike's Out of Left Field Recordings.
Recording everything captures actions that will never again be repeated.
And it's National Civics Day, which means that celebrates the importance of civic education all across America. Alexander Hamilton, John Jay, James Madison, they wrote 85 essays under the pen name Publius. The essays were published in newspapers across New York State. The first essay was published On this date, in 1787, the Federalist Papers, also known as the Federalists, supported the passing of the United States Constitution and urged citizens to ratify the legislation. Hamilton J. and Madison's essays outlined the Constitution, providing thorough explanations for citizens. Civic education prepares students for their roles as citizens. That's what civics is. Governments at every level are not self-sufficient organisms. They require the action of civic-minded individuals to continue a constitutional democracy. It's all of our responsibility. A civic-minded society understands and accepts these responsibilities and rights.
Magnification.
So students benefit from strong civics education in many ways. They get improved critical thinking, communication skills, community service, and civic engagement. And they're also more likely to vote, volunteer, engage in political discussions at home, work in community projects, speak publicly, and communicate with elected officials. In my civics class, we had a trial that we performed. I was a lawyer. I think I was a defense lawyer. And that was fascinating. And if I had continued along that path, I would be so rich today. But no, I did not.
The Daily Haley. The Almost Daily Haley.
Oh, looks like do they have a bit? Oh, okay. I thought, for example, all right, National Day Calendar is where I got all that information. And it looked to me, it's also National American Beer Day. It doesn't that seem that date? Oh, beer. It's sometimes just Beer Day that pops up, but American beer is the one. No, I was going to say the National Day Calendar should put a podcast out. This was not a podcast, however, but dang, if they're interested and they're listening, I would be up for that. Americans consume roughly 20 U.S. gallons of beer per capita annually as we go outside of Café Anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley.
Anyway.
The last place on earth. After Congress repealed prohibition, the industry consolidated into a small number of large-scale breweries. The majority of the new breweries in the U.S. are small breweries and brew pubs. As members of the Brewers Association, they are termed craft breweries. And I always call them microbrews, but they are craft breweries to differentiate them from larger and older breweries. And it's not going so well for them lately. Das Brew, which is a wonderful beer place in Fremont where I work, is closing this weekend, is their last weekend. And I am saddened by that. We do have so many craft breweries around the Bay Area, though. Maybe it's just a case of too many.
Whoa! Mike's Matthewsman Park.
The front panel will close automatically. Please remain seated at all times.
Local brewery. And you've heard that thing, Addendum with Kevin, and you've probably gone, what the heck is that? Well, Kevin has been on my podcast many times. He actually is the manager at a brewery in Alameda called Almanac Brewing, and he's awesome. And I need to have him back on the podcast again soon. Outside of Café Anyway, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, the last place on earth, look who's here right now. Hey, wait. I thought these guys were just here. Okay. Oh, no, this is him. Hello, my this is Madame Rootabega. I have not just been here. It's been a while. Ooh. Yes. Do you like beer? Yes. Do you like craft breweries? Yes. Do you like Budweiser? No. Wow.
The Fascinating Material Project. The FM Project.
I used to date Anheuser-Busch. Woo. What?
Hey, kids.
Was that was a guy, wasn't it?
It's me.
Look who else is here.
Do-Re-Mi the Clown.
Hey, Mike, this is Valentino, the parking attendant.
And this is Bison Bentley. Do you know that?
Mike, we was talking to each other today because that's what we do all day, standing here in the parking lot next to the parking lot booth day.
Yeah, haunted parking lot booth. Do you know that? Oh, that's right. You're going to have a haunted parking lot booth. in the parking lot. That's going to be cool. People are going to get to go and see that and be scared. And it's not very big, though. Are you sure that's going to work? I mean, they're just going to walk in and walk out. That's not much time to do a haunt.
And now we return you to our regularly scheduled program with Mike Matthews.
I'm not going to get in the way of your dreams. Do you know that more people are missing car payments? A record number of subprime borrowers are behind on their auto loan payments by 60 days or more. The average car payment for a new vehicle is $725 a month, and that's up almost 12% from last year. The new lease payments average around $586, also up 12% from last year. Used cars have the lowest average monthly payments, but it's only slightly less than lease payments at $516, so about $70 cheaper per month. Car payments have become the highest expense for some Gen Zers and millennials, sometimes even exceeding their rent. High interest rates are also having an impact, with many turning to borrowing to cope. Credit card debt surpassed $1 trillion for the first time. So you see that is happening to people using their credit cards.
The cutting corners corner.
The cutting corners corner. Prime borrowers are charged far less at around 6.4% and 8.75% respectively on average. And that all from Rob Black, who produces who brings you the Rob Black Show. I produce his podcast, and he does this show live in the Bay Area on AM 1220 KDOW in the mornings, and he's also on Cron TV at about 9, sometime in the 9 o'clock hour, Monday through Thursday.
We love you, Mike.
And let's see, anything else? Oh, so Apple has got the teenagers.
A fine article.
You silly, great, fat article.
Sports fans to streaming. Because you know what the hottest thing on television is right now? Sports. Apple's deal with Major League Soccer. They have a deal with Major League Soccer, and it's paying off. It's rumored to be bidding on Formula One and NBA rights. Speculation is that Apple could buy or partner with ESPN, because, you know, Disney wants to move that away from their overall plan. Apple could also bid on NFL Sunday Night Ticket. Apple wants sports that can deliver on 3 standards: exclusivity, global, and premium. Apple isn't interested in purchasing regional rights like here in the Bay Area, the San Francisco Giants. Their big fish is more like Formula One is what they want. Formula One operates as a more exclusive sport that attracts a higher income consumer. And the average age of NBA, NHL, MLB viewers is around 42. The average age is 42 for NBA. The average age of an NHL fan is 49, and the average age of a Major League Baseball fan is 57.
Ginormous.
Interesting. Formula One's younger audience, with the average age of 36 years, is enticing to Apple. So speaking of Disney, we're watching Tom Hiddleston, not the Loki show thing, but a movie he did, or is actually a mini series for about 6 episodes, each episode lasting an hour. He did with Hugh Laurie, the guy that played House. He plays this arms dealer, Hugh Laurie does, and Tom Hiddleston basically goes undercover to bring him down. Olivia Colman's in it, and it was a nail biter. Wow. We watched it. It takes place all over the globe, and it was pretty cool. It's called The Night Manager, and apparently there's going to be a new Night Manager season, but Tom will not be in it, and it is going to be on Disney Plus. Cajun-style turkey is going to be available at Popeyes.
The Marco Minute. The Marco Minute.
One turkey costs $99 plus tax, and it feeds 12 people. That's the latest. And there's a guy at work that says that's the latest a lot. So I guess I need to change that. I like to say that and wrap things up by saying that's the latest. Is that wrong? Biden's urgent Oval Office address omitted reference to border crisis. Oh, really? There's somebody here on the far right that wants to complain about that he didn't mention the border crisis when he was there to discuss the Middle East and the Ukraine situation, but more so the Middle East, because that was on everyone's minds last week. Everybody forgets. It's this revisionist thinking.
You will travel into the incredible universe.
And we are not pro-Hamas here at Mike's Daily Podcast. No way at all. No, terrorists are horrible, bad, and should be eliminated from the face of the earth. That's just sort of an opinion we throw here at the end of the podcast. But you can tell me what you think. You can call this number.
Call Mike at the Café Anyway hotline. Area code 510-228-4640. The word of dog.
Oh, best city for vampires. We'll end on this note. This kind of an up note. This was according to Lawn Love. They sent me an email from lawnlove.com. I guess they do these sort of weird studies because I guess they help your lawn. But apparently big cities like New York, which is, I guess, the number one city for vampires. Chicago's at number 2, Philadelphia at number 4. Fly to the top of our ranking with a plethora of potential victims and blood donation centers.
Woo!
23 states like Massachusetts, Ohio, and Illinois, and the District of Columbia rank in the better half. Cities across New England and the Midwest dominate thanks to lower rates of sunshine and scores of underground layers like basements. That makes them good for vampires. All Connecticut cities in the top 100 are in the top 100 due to high historical cloud cover. That means less sun, and that means vampires can get around because sun makes them go poof.
Magnification.
4 sun-baked states. They get lots of sun. That'd be Hawaii, New Mexico, Nevada, and Idaho. They lurk in the bottom half, so not so bad to get to have the vampire get you. Apparently, Idaho is the only U.S. state that has outlawed cannibalism. They throw that in here. And Arizona, 7 Arizona cities are in the top 10 with bountiful sunshine and few basements to evade the rays. Oh, they're in the bottom 10. So being in Arizona is pretty safe. Wasn't there a movie, though, with the guy from ER and a couple other people that are battling vampires out in the desert? Yes, Clooney. However, not all sunny cities deter vampires. Tucson ties with Atlanta for the third highest number of vampire groups. What? And Phoenix and Scottsdale, Arizona, each have vampire-friendly clubs. Wow. I did not know that. Hey, there was something else I wanted to bring to you, but apparently I've deleted it, and so therefore it will not be said on this podcast. But if I find it in my trash folder somewhere, I will pull it back out because it was pretty dang interesting what somebody said that they sent to me. But if you would like to send something to me, email-wise, with information on that and more stuff, it's A-Frame.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MikesDailyPodcast.com.
Email Mike now at MikesDailyPodcast@gmail.com.
See you tomorrow. Bye!